There are places that do not appear on the tourist map, but when you arrive, they seem to come out of a long cherished dream. There are unnamed mountain ranges, not on GPS, but are the soul of the land according to indigenous people. And there are lives that pass quietly between deep forests and clouds, where each story has just been told. I started this journey to find stillness, but each step took me into a world deeper than I imagined. In Tibet, I climbed more than 800 stone steps to reach the monastery hanging in the clouds at an altitude of 4,200 meters. In Yunnan, I listened to the sounds of nature, where there are more than 2,000 endemic plant species. This is not China on advertising. This is a real world, pristine, sacred, and overwhelming. Located in Hubei province, the Wuding Mountains are considered the cradle of Taoist martial arts, prominently featuring the image of Sun Wukong in Chinese folk culture. This area was recognized by UNESCO as a World Heritage Site in 1994, thanks to the wonderful blend of majestic nature and ancient religious architecture. Located in Hubei province, the Wuding Mountains are considered the cradle of Taoist martial arts, prominently featuring the image of Sun Wukong in Chinese folk culture, to the wonderful blend of majestic nature and ancient religious architecture. Tanzhu Peak, about 3,072 meters, 10,079 feet high, is the highest peak of the mountain range and is also the spiritual symbol of the entire region. The city walls are more than 15 kilometers long surrounding the area, creating a unique and solemn architectural complex, a relic not only of martial arts but also of Chinese cultural history. Mount Hua in Shanxi province is one of China's 5 sacred mountains, with the highest peak reaching about 2,154 meters, 7,067 feet. The mountain is famous globally for possessing one of the most dangerous climbing routes in the world. Narrow paths of only 25 to 40 centimeters and fragile wooden steps attached directly to steep cliffs. With more than 2,300 years of history, Huasun was once a major center of Buddhism and Taoism, attracting thousands of scholars and monks over many periods of time. Few people know that this place was once called Tainak, reflecting its position in the system of 5 ancient sacred mountains. Each year, Huashan Mountain welcomes about 100,000 to 120,000 visitors, contributing tens of millions of yuan to the local tourism industry. The harmony between rugged terrain, overwhelming beauty, and cultural depth makes Huashan an unforgettable destination. Erhai Lake, located in Dali, Yunnan, is one of the largest freshwater lakes in China, with an area of about 125.5 square kilometers, 48.5 square miles. The lake has a maximum depth of about 6.7 meters, 22 feet, providing ideal conditions for many species of freshwater fish to thrive. An astonishing figure is that the lake holds about 400 million cubic meters of water, providing essential water for more than 3 million people in the region. The lake originated from an ancient reservoir formed more than 1 million years ago due to tectonic activity. In addition, Erhai Lake is home to nearly 100 species of fish, including many rare and endangered species such as black carp and endemic Erhai carp. The lake's rich ecosystem contributes to biodiversity conservation, turning this place into a valuable natural asset not only for humans, but also for the entire regional ecosystem. Tiantai Mountain in Zhejiang Province is the cradle of Tiantai Buddhism, one of the major Buddhist sects in China. The mountain lies at an altitude of approximately 1,311 meters, 4,300 feet, making it one of the highest points in the region. The mountains cover an area of about 2 square kilometers, 493 acres, with a terrain consisting of deep valleys, rocky mountains, and primary forests. The mountain lies at an altitude of approximately 1,311 meters, 4,300 feet, making it one of the highest points in the region. The landscape here creates a majestic and peaceful scene, attracting both explorers and tourists seeking tranquility. In summer, the average temperature is about 24 degrees Celsius, 75 degrees Fahrenheit, while in winter it can drop below -1 degree Celsius, 30 degrees Fahrenheit, creating a pleasant climate for tourism. In particular, Tien Dai has 8 large rivers and more than 15 natural waterfalls, contributing to increasing the wild beauty while maintaining a unique ecosystem that few people know about. Kanaz Lake, located in the National Geopark in Xinjiang, is an S-shaped body of water with an area of about 12.6 square kilometers, 4.88 square miles. The lake is located 1,600 meters, 5,250 feet, above sea level and features brilliant emerald green water, attracting thousands of visitors each year. This area was formed by ancient glaciation. With a history, the lake holds about 1.7 million cubic meters of water, making it one of the largest lakes in the Altai region. Long Tik Terrace Fields, located in Guangxi Province, is a masterpiece combining nature and humans, with a development history of more than 1,000 years. Crafted entirely by hand by ethnic minorities, mainly the Dao and Zhuang people, it is not only a farming area, but also reflects a unique cultural heritage. Rice cultivation in Long Tik helps improve the lives of more than 10,000 residents, while demonstrating sustainable farming techniques thanks to an ancient irrigation system more than 10 kilometers long. This area is about 1,457 hectares, 3,600 acres, with thousands of fields arranged in a wavy pattern stretching from an altitude of 300 to 1,100 meters. In the summer, when water floods the fields, they turn into sky mirrors that reflect sunlight, creating a brilliant scene. Each field is not only a means of cultivation, but also a work of art with profound cultural value. Long Tik deserves to be an irreplaceable natural and cultural symbol. The canyon was formed more than 500,000 years ago due to strong erosion by water and wind, creating special sandstone layers with unique textures and colors. With its deepest point reaching 548 meters, 1,800 feet, this place represents the grandeur and harshness of pristine nature. Not only notable for its breathtaking beauty, the canyon is also home to more than 200 species of rare plants and animals, including many endemic species that only exist in this area. This diversity both attracts nature-loving tourists and reflects the unique biological value of the canyon. Mount Wunu, located in Liaoning Province, is a prominent landmark with many ancient relics, including stone sculptures dating back to the Qing Dynasty, 1644 to 1912. This area is not only a historical treasure, but also possesses a lush and rich coniferous forest ecosystem. At an altitude of about 792 meters, 2,600 feet, above sea level, the mountain provides a diverse habitat for more than 300 species of plants and animals, making it one of the largest ecological reserves in Liaoning Province, with an area of up to 10,117 hectares, 25,000 acres. In summer, average temperatures can reach 29 degrees Celsius, 85 degrees Fahrenheit, while in winter they can drop below minus 18 degrees Celsius, 0 degrees Fahrenheit, facilitating tourism throughout the year. In addition, Mount Wunu was once a refuge for warriors during wartime and is now the venue for many traditional folk festivals, attracting tourists to explore the unique indigenous culture. This area was formed about 100 million years ago during the Mesozoic period, mainly due to volcanic activity and water erosion, creating a unique terrain. In 2010, Yandang was officially recognized by UNESCO as a World Heritage Site, with a total protected area of up to 10,117 hectares, 25,000 acres. One of the special attractions for tourists is the Fairy Stone, a natural stone column about 20 meters, 66 feet high, with a strange shape that locals believe carries mystical energy. 48. The combination of ancient geology, breathtaking landscape, and cultural value has made Yandang a must-see destination for nature and exploration lovers. 49. Tiandao Lake, located in Zhejiang Province, contains about 1,078 large and small islands, many of which still retain their natural state, undeveloped for tourism. The lake was formed in 1959 after the construction of the Tan An Yang Dam to serve hydroelectric power production, significantly changing the geology and water system of the area. With a total area of 201,800 hectares, 573,000 acres, Tiandao Lake is one of the largest artificial freshwater bodies in China. Most of this area is covered by water, creating ideal conditions for diverse ecosystems to develop. The lake, at its deepest point, reaches about 30 meters, 100 feet, supporting habitat for hundreds of species of wildlife. What is special is that underneath the lake is the ancient city of Sithine, flooded when the dam was built, a historical relic that shows that the modern development process is associated with memorable cultural losses. Tianzhu Mountain in Anhui Province is one of the largest karst mountains in China, with its highest peak reaching about 1,918 meters, 6,093 feet. The landscape here was formed more than 200 million years ago, a clear testament to the geological shift process during the Jurassic period. Covering an area of about 12,545 hectares, 31,000 acres, Tian Truc Mountain is home to hundreds of rare species of plants and animals, including more than 30 endemic species. In recognition of its ecological value, this place was recognized by UNESCO as a World Biosphere Reserve in 2011. In addition to its environmental role, Tian Truc is also known as the Mountain of God, associated with many ancient legends and myths. Dongjiang Lake, located in Hunan Province, is the largest man-made lake in the region, with an area of about 1,563 hectares, 3,864 acres. 61. The lake was completed in 1970 as part of the Dongjiang Hydroelectric Project, which not only provides electricity to millions of people, but also effectively supports flood control in the rainy season. The lake's maximum depth reaches about 50 meters, 164 feet, creating a rich habitat for more than 100 species of fish and aquatic plants. In summer, the water temperature can rise up to 28 degrees, 82 degrees, making this an ideal spot for swimming and water sports such as SUP and jet skiing. In short, Dongjiang Lake is not only an important hydroelectric project, but also an attractive destination for both people and tourists who love nature and cuisine. Four Ladies Mountain, located in Sichuan province, is one of China's highest peaks, with the main peak Yaomei reaching an altitude of about 6,150 meters, 22,287 feet. The mountain is known as the snow goddess in local culture, contributing to highlighting the majestic and sacred beauty of this land. The surrounding area spans approximately 29,542 hectares, 73,000 acres, attracting thousands of visitors each year thanks to its majestic mountain landscapes and diverse ecosystems. This is home to many rare animals such as giant pandas and snow leopards, which play an important role in biological research and conservation. The mountain was formed about 200 million years ago, a testament to the strong geological tectonic process of the area. Notably, Sigunyang is a favorite destination for mountain climbers, although the rate of conquering the highest peak is only about 3%. This is truly a great destination for those who love nature, exploration, and challenges. Hailugo extends from 11 to 19 yoinch, 7 to 12 mefwai, with ice thickness reaching 300 meters. (984 feet) in some areas. Temperatures around here range from 8 degrees and 18 degrees in winter to 20 degrees and 68 degrees in summer, creating a diverse ecological environment. Few people know that Hailuogu also owns many natural hot springs, with water temperatures up to 80 degrees Celsius. The unique contrast between cold snow and ice and steaming hot water creates a scene that is both majestic and magical. Hailwogu not only has great environmental value, but is also an enchanting destination with rare natural beauty. Zijin Cave, located in Guizhou Province, is one of the largest caves in the world with a length of more than 4,172 meters, 15,000 feet. The cave was formed about 2 million years ago and is now home to many endemic animal species adapted to special environmental conditions. With a maximum depth of about 430 meters, 1,412 the cave creates many areas with markedly different atmospheric and temperature conditions, resulting in a rich variety of habitats and ecosystems. Inside the cave, visitors will be amazed by natural wonders, such as giant stalactites and stalagmites, some of which are up to 7 meters, or 23 feet tall, creating breathtaking views. Few people know that in the cave there is also an underground river about 488 meters or 640 long, not only providing water but also nurturing a separate ecosystem, increasing the biological and aesthetic value of Zijin Cave. Myanmar scenic area is notable for its approximately 500-meter, 1,740 meters long heavenly suspension bridge, located more than 100 meters above ground. It is one of the 10 most prominent cultural tourist attractions in China, with a history of more than 2,500 years, dating back to the Jin Dynasty, 265-420. Surrounding the statue is a 110-acre, 44.5 ha Buddhist campus with more than 12 large buildings, including Lingshan Pagoda, Brahma Palace, Shenxianju, meaning Land of the Gods, is a famous scenic spot in Xianju County with more than 80 natural stone blocks, some of which are as high as 328 meters, 1,076 feet, looking like giant sculptures